Hello again, everyone. Saka here, and welcome to the final race in the round of 8 here at the paperclip of Martinsville Speedway. And we are on the pole, looking good. And to our outside is Brandon in that wreckingandracing.com podcast. Toyota, head on over to wreckingandracing.com for a very cool NASCAR podcast run by Brandon, and a pretty good launch here in the paperclip, really pushing into corner 1. Brandon to our outside will be able to get back in line. Things happen very quickly here at Martinsville. We have 50 wonderful laps, 5-0 to get it done. Myself and Brandon are already guaranteed a spot in Phoenix, but really fun here at Martinsville. We really like this track, so waiting for this race to unfold. And looking in the mirror, looks like we're gapping the competition fairly well. We've got all kinds of straight line speed. Brandon to the inside there, taking a peek. We'll let him roll that bottom and assume the lead. Really no pressure from behind. But yeah, it really comes down to points. As we saw in the last race, Bowman was tied and on the cutoff. So it's going to be interesting to see if everyone can keep their cars clean, keep their nose out of trouble, and see exactly who goes on to Phoenix to fight for the championship next week, joining myself and Brandon. If we do not win, then that might be a win and you're in situation. If myself and Brandon win, then it will come down to points, which is close quarters as Martinsville is. Anything can happen. So we really have to mind our P's and Q's, especially be careful around that lap traffic. And laps are going to click by very quickly here at Martinsville, about 21 to 22 seconds a lap. So, 3 laps a minute. We're going to be around 10 minutes in this race if we stay green. But Martinsville tends to have some cautions, especially as traffic gets in. And really having some trouble getting into turn 1 and 3. We're driving just a little bit too deep. Brandon's able to get that exit off. But lap traffic is starting to show up in the windshield, and that will prove difficult for everyone involved, especially if we were side by side, and especially if the AI cars are side by side as well. Pit stops, we don't need one. We can go about 60 laps on fuel. So if the race stays green, no one will be on pit road. If we do have a timely yellow, we may come down for just tires. So we'll see what the AI does. The bad thing about the default Martinsville track is the pace car smashes the inside wall when it leaves under caution, meaning you really have to slow up, and by that time pit road may be open. It's really tough to gauge when to pit with that pace car being up. Well, there's a yellow right there in front of us, and it looks like Eric Jones and Ryan Newman were involved, so that will bring out the first caution. I don't think we've run long enough to come down pit road just yet, but we will see what these guys do behind us, and I'll be back for the green. Getting ready to go back under green. We've got Bubba Wallace to our inside. A few of them were possibly caught on pit road. Green flag is out. We will clear Bubba. But as you can see, under the yellow, everyone came down. And unfortunately, that means that the folks in the back of the pack could not get off pit road before the pace car came back around. So by pitting, those guys basically put a nail in their strategy, which is questionable for sure. It's interesting to see how 2K3 does Martinsville under yellow. It's always a big crapshoot as far as timing, scoring, positioning, all that good stuff. But thanks to that, we are clear, and we've got, what was it, Clint Boyer basically stopped getting down to pit road. I think he's going to make it. He does indeed, but that was interesting for sure. So a few things to look at after the race was the contact between Jones and Newman, and then to see why Clint Bowyer was so slow. I don't know if maybe he was serving a penalty. Maybe he passed before the start and was just coming down to pit road, not sure. But it does look like William Byron has passed Bubba, not fourth, third, but he is the third car on the track. And Byron having a pretty decent day so far. That's basically what he needs to stay in the top 4. And feeling pretty okay on these tires. The new tires really haven't shown up on the AI cars, but I'm sure they were having some difficulty getting through that intense bottom line of lap cars. So we'll see if William Byron does decide to make a charge up here, but I think our just corner exit speed is much greater than those AI cars, so we're able to get the power down. Whoa, speaking of power down, Brandon wiggles just a bit. Don't want to look to his inside just yet. We could have dive bombed, but that would be a bad situation with as ill as this car is handling. If we are going to make a pass, it will be on the bottom, but I'd like a little bit more grip in this car before we do such things as these. Get the temperatures a little bit higher. And we'll watch and see exactly what Brandon does here as far as his exit. We're starting to slide on corner exit. Corner entry is a little bit free. But yeah, we're able to hold that yellow curb pretty well. Feeling pretty good about that, and William Byron is nice and small in our mirror, so glad we didn't pit to possibly give up that track position. Never know if someone was going to box you in or cut you off or completely stop on pit road, get damage. Pit road is a very crazy place when everyone comes down all together, so we may have saved our race by not pitting. Ooh, really close to Brandon there. So we might be able to outbrake Brandon just a bit. Looking at how early he is on the brakes, I think we can get in a little bit better on corner entry. Brandon washes up just a bit. We'll see if we can hook that bottom. Can't quite get the power down, but we are right here within striking distance. Looking to that inside, the car bobbles just a bit. Up on that curb, we want to stay off of that. We lose a ton of time there hitting that curb. We definitely don't want to do that in the future. And once we catch up to Clint Bowyer here, we don't know if he's going to be a moving chicane, and there is a gaggle of cars in front of Bowyer there. That's going to be tricksy to try to maneuver through. And if we lose too much time on it, Byron may be able to get back up on us, though it looks like he's already a quarter lap behind. Very crazy trying to get the AI percentage correct. If you go too high so that they have good race pace, they out-qualify us by like 2 seconds. But if we want a decent qualifying spot, then they don't run as well in the race. So it's a trade-off of trying to find that happy medium. Really good arc there, trying to get the power down under Brandon. We're really, really close, and lap traffic will play a huge factor here. Looking to the inside, right on that curb, just nibble it just a skosh. Can't get the power down, but I think we have the car to do it. We just need to choose where we want to pounce and try to get it done. Corner exit, getting power down is going to be key. We'll see where Brandon takes Clint Bowyer here. Right on his rear bumper, and Bowyer around. Well, I say he's around, but he's not. But that brings out the yellow flag again. So those cars that were a lap down should stay trapped 1 lap down. We're not going to get anybody new 1 lap down this time around. So we will re-rack them up and be back for the restart. Pace car is off one more time. Brandon to the outside of Boyer, who didn't get any damage. Perhaps NASCAR was a little bit quick to throw that yellow. But that puts William Byron right back on our back bumper. Brandon with the good launch. We're clear of Boyer, no problem. Just that sheer acceleration in a straight line got us free and clear. And now it's up to those cars behind us. Wow, really loose on exit. That was almost bad. But it's really up to those cars behind us to navigate lap traffic. If we can pick them up and lay them down here and get in some fast laps, we may be able to gap them, especially with Clint Boyer seeming to hold up the entire wheels of progress. Oh, Brandon clipped that curb just a bit, showed us the bottom, but we couldn't get to that inside. Trying to find some way around. Let's see if we can arc the corner down towards the bottom. Just clipped the curb a bit. We were able to launch just as even. Oh, have to get on the brakes really quick there. Didn't want to run through Brandon. But we're going. Ooh, both of us really trying to get to the power down. The back end steps out on both race cars. Yeah, we're both going for it. That is for sure. Nearly getting there. Yellow flag out once again. So yellow flag out behind us. We'll have to re-rack them up. No one got their lap back, and it's going to be another restart for us, so I will see you then. So less than 10 laps to go means we restart single file. Pretty good for us. We should be able to get the whole shot on Clint Boyer here, waiting for that green flag, and green flag is out. We give Brandon a little push down the straightaway into turn one. See if he overdrives. Both of us have cold tires. Can't hook that bottom. We got a really good run on the bottom under Brandon, trying to make it stick. Let's drive it in. We almost slide job. Brandon with the crossover. Trying to get the car turned, can't quite get it down. Brandon retakes the lead. A little do-si-do going into turn three. We'll set him up and try it again. If anything, that might have put some heat in our tires. Trying to get some grip here. But with the race coming down to the bare end, we'll have to try to make something happen. We rolled the center a little bit better there. We just need to get off the turns a little bit quicker. We can get into the braking zones a little bit harder. So if anything, we might be able to get the car under him going into turn 3 or 1. Just depends. Let's roll back a bit, make sure we can hook that bottom and get the launch down the straightaway. Brandon loose there. So it's good to see he doesn't have the perfect car. He's not on rails. So we might be able to use that to our advantage just a bit. And already a lap car in front. Who is that? Oh, it looks like the 88 of Bowman, who is on the cutoff with massive damage coming down to pit road. That may end his championship hopes. So Martinsville, a pivotal race when it comes down to who makes it and who doesn't. Looks like Alex Bowman is going to be out of it. That's going to open the door for those guys behind. So we'll have to see what happened to Bowman. An interesting set of events for sure. Wow, really loose on the corner exit. Tried to get the power down too aggressively. We had too much wheel in the car and too much on the gas. Really trying to be gentle on the throttle. Bowman coming back down at pit road again. That's fascinating. Did not get his service. So that is going to be a big nail in the coffin for Alex Bowman for this year. Tell you, you race 9 months and it all comes down to one race. Ooh, really loose, both of us on corner exit. We'll try to drive in a little bit harder. Brandon overcooks it. This is our chance. Hook the bottom. couldn't quite get under him here, but it sets us up well for turn 1. Ooh, nearly into Brandon there, but close but no cigar. Oh, wow, really pushing, but Brandon into the wall as well, trying to get the power down. Bowman coming down pit road again for some weird reason. Brandon is all out of sorts here. This is our chance. Trying to get the power down. We are right there once again. Down to the bottom, he gives us the lane. Trying to hook that curb up on the curb just a bit. Don't want to spin the rear tires. He gets that good launch on corner exit. Yeah, and it looks like we've got the pressure on. He's overshooting the corners. White flag, 1 lap to go, and we've got the position. We just need to get into turn 1 and not slide up. Right on that curb, Brandon to the outside. Maybe he'll spin those rear tires side by side. I think we've got it if nothing bad happens. We'll see. Don't want to overdrive, clip the curb. Brandon right there. He could have moved us, but he didn't. Side by side to the line. Brandon spins, we spin, but we come across the line in first. What a race to the finish. That was probably the closest race we've had all year. Oh, man. That was nuts indeed. So we took the checkered flag. Brandon in second place. Let's see your top 5 here. That would be William Byron in 4th. Wow, so who got 3rd? Ryan Blaney in 3rd. Martin Truex Jr. in 5th, William Byron in 4th. Tyler Reddick in 6th, good run, he needed that. In 7th place, Chase Elliott. 8th place, Kyle Busch. 9th place, Austin Dillon. And rounding out your top 10 is Denny Hamlin. Where did Alex Bowman come out in all of this? 32nd with a DNF. That is crazy. So I don't know what that's going to do to the points until I run the numbers. But the first thing we need to look at is our incidents of the day. The first one was Ryan Newman and Daniel Suarez. Or I'm sorry, it was Eric Jones, red car. Wow, everyone just, wow. What in the world was that all about? It's like every car in the top groove wiggled and tried to Tokyo drift. Was someone caught on the bottom? Like, what was that? Was it up to Boyer? Because looking at Boyer, yeah, just everyone in that line decided to wiggle. I mean, check up on the bottom. Oh, the 42 of Kenseth. All right, so Matt Kenseth got into a world of trouble on the... Oh, he blew an engine right in the racing line from 5th place. So coming off the corner, it grenaded. And then he started to slow everyone up. And when everyone went to evade, they decided to Tokyo drift, the 9 into the 2. Kenseth in that high lane. Yeah, everyone gets stacked up there pretty bad, and then they just Tokyo drift behind him. Yeah, so, yep, valid reason to bring out the caution, but no contact, just grenaded engine. Second caution here coming into turn 1 and 2. Brandon right there. Little bumper, and Boyer keeps it off the wall, but that brings out our next yellow. Next caution, lap 35. Looks like Keselowski. Oh, the 88 spun the 00 into the 2. Keselowski around Kurt Busch with nowhere to go, and Eric Almirola plows in hard as well. So, yep, multi-car incident bringing that out, and it looks like that was where Alex Bowman really decided to get messed up. That is for sure. So he was running in 14th, and his race just went sour from there. Then, of course, that last lap going into turn 1, we hooked the bottom, Brandon on the outside. Brandon with a little bit of damage on that right side. Side by side down the backstretch, his rear tires were spinning for sure. We go in, almost contact, maybe, oh, there was a little bit of contact there. And coming off the corner, Brandon tried to stay in the gas, and almost a Logano Truex sort of deal. So a really fun racing for sure. So let's take a look at the standings going into Phoenix, the final race. Tyler Reddick and William Byron make it by 8 points over Harvick. Almirola 13 back, Logano 23 back, and Alex Bowman was on the cutoff, dropping to 56 points behind. It's going to be myself, Brandon, William Byron and Tyler Reddick going heads up for the championship next week at Phoenix. I hope you'll tune in. Should be fun, but that will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week for the season finale at Phoenix. Take care.